Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And we are back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Show. Remember, we have some great minds in the studio. We want to hear from you. If you have a question about buying a home, about a new home, about trends, what's going on, give us a call, 800-808-5548. We're here to answer that, and one of the things we tell everybody all the time is if you don't ask, you'll never know. So
That's exactly right.
And we can't have a show that's all guys. That's just not the Rat Pack.
No.
So,
not at all.
We made that mistake one weekend. It was
That happened
way
once.
too much testosterone in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rob's
once.
never stopped talking about that since.
Yeah.
Well, we have with us Gayla Gayden, again, with the Top Mark team with Keller Williams Signature. Welcome again.
Hello.
And I know that you do a lot of new home sales. Kind of talk about when you work with clients and customers and take them to a new home. Where does that start? What kind of conversation you have with them when you're kind of tutoring them in the process?
Well, when I have a client coming to me, the first thing I ask is, do you have children? What do you want out of the neighborhood? Some people want property with a lot of land, and some people want that community that has everything, the shopping centers, the movie theaters, everything for that child, for them to not drive out of the subdivision. So it kind of, each person's individually kind of on their own.
Or you get people pretty sensitive. Driving in Houston is not one of my favorite things to do, but I do know people commute. You work a lot out in the Katy, Richmond.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. But I know you're out
Gayla
there.
is everywhere, by the way.
The omnipotent Gayla. But I'm very sensitive to driving, and I always like to make it easier. In fact, if I'm going to be far out, I want to be going counter to traffic. Do you see a lot of people making decisions on that, or do they make a decision like, this is my lifestyle, and I'm willing to fight the traffic?
Well, like there's some of my clients that become good friends. They say, well, might be an hour drive, but by the time I get home, I've returned all my phone calls, and I can do what I want to do at home. And then there's the other ones that want to be there at work in 10 minutes and ride their bicycles. And then when they go grocery store, they fight traffic everywhere they go. So each one has got their own little ways.
You know, the crazy thing to me about traffic is that in Houston, I would never buy a house around traffic because it can change tomorrow. They can decide to, throw some road under construction, and it's going to be under construction for the next 5 years, and it'll be a nightmare there. So I'm kind of same attitude. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, so when I've got drive time, I'm just listening to books, and off I go, and returning phone calls and whatnot. So traffic doesn't enter my mind anymore.
This is why you need to work with a really good realtor, because and Gayla is certainly one of those, and that good realtors will know what's going on in the area. If there's going to be a new thoroughfare, or they're going to be tearing up things for years, most good
We'll
realtors
warn you.
Yeah, they warn you ahead of time that this is about to happen. Because remember when the West Park went in, it was kind of unwieldy. So let's talk about lifestyles. I was talking to David a minute ago about lifestyles, and you're kind of broaching on that subject, that they are looking at lifestyles when they get home. What are they asking for? They say, Gayla, I've got to have this in my home. I mean, what are those items?
Well, when they say that, the first thing they tell me, they want to walk in that door and have that pow look or that wow look. They like high ceilings. Now women want their own vanities. They don't want to share a vanity with their husband.
I don't want to share a vanity with one of myself.
So you're seeing a lot of those double vanities going away. You're seeing the master bathroom is a woman's retreat. Give me my nice tub and give me my nice little glass of red wine that evening, and life will be good.
Hey, now, my wife says, she's like, you're more of a woman than I am when it comes to the bathtub. I'm like, man, I want to have the nice, layout and everything in the bathroom. I am going 100 miles per hour all day, every day. And I enjoy that hot bath, I think, just as much or more than she does. So, you got to watch out for the guys like me out there, too, now.
Well,
you're part of the 1%ers.
You guys are changing, too, because now I'm getting people wanting body showers.
I need to mention now that, I'm going to pick up my chainsaw at Home Depot after the show, so just to be clear.
Anyway,
but the body showers you were saying, so you're also seeing some things that are more, and that's what I've actually been seeing a lot. Is you're really seeing that both women and men have their certain features. For example, the man caves, and as they were saying, they want to have certain things. One of the things I've seen a lot more than I ever have before are some of these garages that you could actually live in nowadays. I mean, I see individuals
the
making
workshop.
the
now,
workshops.
Now we're
right?
talking. See, I really want a garage with a house attached,
Right.
not the other way around. You know.
See, there's another unfortunate one because I want that, but my wife has commandeered the garage, and that's where she keeps like everything under the sun.
Well, I know,
I have a little corner.
A couple of our guests here build houses with three and four car garages. Is that true?
I need a whole basement for her stuff. You know, she can take over that area.
Anyhow, so yeah, we do get a little silly on the show. You may notice. But okay, so they're buying lifestyle. What else they look for? You talk about outdoor kitchens. Are they saying, "I want that part of the package now," or do they want to do it after the fact?
Oh, I've had some builders. I had to kind of stomp and scream at them. You got everything gorgeous, but where's my doggone patio? It might be 100 degrees in Texas, and we might have an air conditioner outside, but we want that daggum covered patio. That's all there's to it.
Well, you know, on those evenings where it does get down and drop down to the 88.
Right. Well, you know,
with an outdoor fan and a cool drink in your hand, it's comfortable.
Life's good.
You know, one of the things, if you look at it, you know, if you look at Texas and our makeup right now, and I can say this because I grew up in Mexico all my life, is it was nothing for us to spend all day out in 100-degree weather in Mexico. I mean, nothing whatsoever, right? So you look
it's a dry heat, though.
Right? It's a dry heat. Even if it's wet heat's actually better. But let me tell you, here in Texas now, if you look at what we have here in Houston, we have a lot of Latin Americans that live here. We have a lot of foreigners that live here in general. Being out in the heat is nothing new. In fact, being in 88 degrees at nighttime, and so that's one. But what we enjoy doing is spending it with family, with the barbecues, out in the yards, and so that's why we see a lot of individuals now are asking for those outdoor living areas. Whether it be a covered patio or an outdoor kitchen
or a courtyard.
Or a courtyard, as you mentioned, that's very, very popular. And a lot of it has to do with the type of individuals that Texans are becoming because of our international flair that we have.
Well, I'm one of those strange people who like to go out during thunderstorms and sit outside and watch it.
Oh, no, me too.
I have to wonder now. A friend of mine and I were talking about this a couple days ago and said, it was nothing for us as kids to come in with that dirt ring. It's like, you had a good day outside as a kid when you came in with a dirt ring around your neck and your arms and everything else. That was normal. It's like our kids now, they're like, they would never know what we're talking about, Xboxes. So I wonder, now that generation, my generation, we're growing up, so we want to be outside with the courtyard and the fire pit and everything else because that's how we grew up as kids, I think, maybe. Well, I wonder if we'll be growing up with an entertainment. The media room will be outside.
Well, I was thinking that you have an Xbox connection in your courtyard or something like that.
The outdoor
when our kids
theaters.
grow up, So.
Well, I've actually seen some where they put an outdoor theater. They'll have a big screen. Evidently, there's some that are water resistant or waterproof, and they'll put them out there in the patio. And
the wife's pushed them out there.
And that might be true. It might be like, please leave.
All that screaming and hollering at
I
football
draw
time.
the line. I go outside just to escape all that stuff personally. But I am of a different generation.
But one of the things we're talking about lifestyle, and Gayla, we were talking about this during one of the breaks, is what they're also looking for, especially the individuals with families. They're looking at other aspects, amenities in the community, schooling. How's that really playing an influencing factor nowadays?
Well, people want their children to have that, like, I'm old, okay, but they still want that where that child can go outside, grab their bicycle, and drive their bike over across the couple of streets and know they're safe. I see so many kids now playing in the football fields, playing football or baseball, where it used to be for a while I didn't see that. And now with these master communities, you're seeing more kids out there playing and their parents out there playing, and it's kind of neat.
Well, let me tell you one thing. Let me correct you on one thing, and I correct Rob on this all the time. You're not old. You're well-seasoned. Very big difference right there, because Rob says that to me all the time. But no, you're absolutely right. I mean, one of the things that we see is a lot of the communities, and you probably talked to this as well, the amount of amenities that are nowadays going into a community. It used to be it was just, a small clubhouse and a pool. And now you're seeing, then it converted to a small clubhouse, a pool, and a
workout
kid section.
rooms.
And now it's workout rooms. Now it's baseball fields. Now it's kid pools separate from the main pools. I mean, you're seeing a lot of that development going on. You're seeing a lot of the master plan communities, I would imagine, making those changes to sort of just accommodate that new growing trend that we're seeing in the industry.
Families are getting close again. For a while, families were, the mom did her thing, the dad did his thing. Now it's everybody does things together. So with that, we've got to have the things for them to do.
I would absolutely
and you know
agree.
what? This kind of gets on a deep level of psychological stuff, but maybe it's an intuitive thing that people are realizing. But from the way the brain works, the more hurdles there are in between you and the goal that you're trying to do, the less likely you are to do it. So when I have to get in the car and drive down to the gym, that automatically creates an extra hurdle. Whereas if I can run out the door and run down the street to a gym, I'm much more likely to do it. So whether it's intuitive or whatever, whether it's you builders being smart and putting that together, I don't know. But it definitely makes sense from how we work as human beings that if we can incorporate that into our environment, the place where we spend time with the family, the place where we work out and all that in our community, it makes it a lot easier to access and to enjoy.
Oh, I would absolutely agree. And one of the things I wanted to ask Gayla as well, this is about Top Mark Realty and about your team. You know, most people don't realize this, you are a very big agent in some of the closeout with a lot of the builders, especially some of the closeout areas right there. You know, what are you seeing from a builder? Where are you seeing the builders move to right now? What are you seeing some of the trends from your side of things that builders are starting to do in regards to the communities they're moving into or where the trend might be going in the future?
Well, it's really that master planning with everything for that family to do. It's just shopping centers, everything. Everybody wants everything close, but really the highways too, because there's some areas that you've got West Park Tow Road, you've got I-10, you've got 59, you got 90 where you can get anywhere. So also choose those highway locations those builders are looking for.
That West Park Tollway made a huge difference for that community out there because once that's opened up,
wow,
all those areas just
Cinco went
booming. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it right now, they've actually already got the plan in place. I think they start in January, the extension of the West Park Tollway from basically 99 out to, past 723, right before Cross Creek Ranch. But if you look at what's going on in Fulshear, for example, I mean, Fulshear is just a booming community right now, where it was a sleepy community 5 years ago.
Well, Houston, everywhere was sleepy. They just shook the Sleeping Beauty up, and we're here.
That's a fact.
It's something it's fascinating to me. A lot of other cities around the United States, I've read about people returning to the city and coming back into the downtown areas, but yet Houston, such a strange animal to me in that sense, in that we've created downtowns all around the city.
Yeah, we're a big little town.
I mean, it is just geographically, it's just huge. We were talking, Matthew and I, and he's going to be up in the next segment, about how the center of Houston has shifted out so far west.
Everything's changed.
City center is now being considered the center of the city.
That is the new. In fact, it was considered the new center of the Houston about 10 years ago when I spoke with the city planner. Actually, technically being the corner of Gessner and I-10 is really considered the new center of Houston. Northeast, southwest, you can reach any place in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
imagine that. We're coming up against a break again.
So we love our sponsors.
We love our sponsors. We have to give them their time, but we'll be right back.
Object like me, you can bet as sure as you live, something's gotta give, something's gotta give.